Hi, in this video I'm going to give you a little introduction to VegaLite. VegaLite is a visualization library, also from Jeffrey Heer's Visualization Lab, that was created for allowing them to actually create visualizations programmatically. So basically they wanted to create tools that could generate and recommend visualizations and start generating many of them at the same time. So what they started agreeing on was like on a grammar that will allow them to actually write them just using JSON. So with that, you will find a family of tools. And actually, if you go just to the website vega.github.io, if I actually visit that, then you're going to see the whole family of that. You will see some of the tools that actually inspire those. Jeffrey here already told us about that. And as the basic one was Vega. And then the whole idea is that you can, it's kind of like an evolution of the tree, Vega itself. And in there you can create pretty much everything that you can create on the tree, I think, with the interactions on all of those elements. The problem was that when you start looking at the code for that, being a JSON and everything, at least in my opinion, it was a little bit harder to understand. So knowing this, they actually came up with an alternative that is VegaLite. It's a higher level visualization grammar. It has a lot of defaults, so you don't have to rewrite a ton of code. And then it still allows you to create like very basic things really quickly. Like here, for instance, in the tutorial, you can see like this is the specification for that simple chart that you're seeing in there. And at the end of this, you're going to be creating like bar charts this quick. And actually this one has a ton of code that it's unnecessary in there because it's embedding the actual data inside. So it's quite portable. You can use it mostly with JavaScript, but you're going to see that there is also an option with Python, with Altair, that Andy is going to tell you about. Also other versions that you can use even in Wikipedia and things like that. Now, the thing is that even the JSON was still a little bit complicated, I guess, in my opinion. So one of the latest developments and the reasons why we are including it in the course, it's because they created what it's called like the VegaLite API. So if you actually search for that VegaLite API, this is an API for JSON, or sorry, for JavaScript, that allows you to, I guess this will be the best link for it, that allows you to create VegaLite visualizations to generate this JSON directly from JavaScript. And the syntax highlighting for that, it's way better because you're actually writing JavaScript, so you can use like linters or even things like here in Observable that will help you pass things more clearly. The other thing that is very cool is that you can divide charts into different pieces, like as you can see here, this one that is included in the basic example. It has the two different charts, and then it's basically just concatenating all of them. You're going to learn more about how that works later, and there is also a ton of examples that you can use. So why would you use VegaLite? Well, VegaLite is like writing code in VegaLite is way faster than doing it in D3. You are a little bit more contrived. You cannot do as many things as with D3, but you still can do a ton of the different things that are possible. Like for instance, when you see, especially on the examples on the VegaLite page, you're going to see that there's a ton of those that you can build. The other thing is that if you want to generate code or charts programmatically, this is also a very good option. And sometimes, and you're going to see that in the class, you can combine it using D3 for doing preprocessing and layouts, and then using VegaLite for actually displaying those. So this is also a very good option. It scales very well. It's lower level, but it's open source, and it's quite powerful too. So it's also a very good option in case you want to create quick visualizations.